live in simplicity. I'm the measure of infinity. Yeah, I am in tranquility. I live in simplicity. I'm the measure of infinity.
I'd like to welcome you back into another eye-opening episode of Mii Kasi Su Kasii, where we tell and uncover the hidden stories and the forgotten tales of our hoods. Before we tap into the episode, I'd like you to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our socials, share that to that WhatsApp group you know needs that information. And yeah, man, thank you for supporting us on road to 100 subscribers. We travel hard. Danko. Today, we travel where rivers hold memory and rain makes queens. Bones speak truth louder than borders, and this is Limpopo. Not a line on a map, but a rhythm in the bones. From ancient gold kingdoms to sacred forests and student uprisings, as well as spiritual movements. Today, we follow the tracks of the rainmakers, the revolutionaries, and the rebels they inspired. Before there was Limpopo, there was greatness. The kingdom of Mapungubwe, established in the 11th century, stood at Southern Africa's earliest known state. It traded with China and Arabia and produced the iconic golden rhino, a small artifact but a mighty symbol of African intelligence, order, and spirituality.
Mapungubwe, the Hill of the Jackal, is where the first of the great Southern African Iron Age kingdoms flourished nearly a millennium ago. Although this remarkable site was only occupied for a few hundred years, it represents huge changes in social, economic, organizational, and cultural behaviors in the region.
Further east, the Dzata ruins whisper the stories of the Venda kingdoms, an intricate society of ritual, oral tradition, and sacred kingship. These lands were where leadership met alignment with the ancestors, where governance was not enforced but embodied.
Following kinship squabbles in Zimbabwe, the Venda people migrated south, establishing a capital here. It was known for its meticulously crafted stone walls. The walls and other relics have been preserved for centuries.
The Apartheid state went on to redefine these sacred lands into political cages, namely Venda, Gazankulu, and Leboa. Bantu authorities were imposed, and this led to traditional leadership structures were hijacked now to sow division amongst the people. The 1951 Bantu Authorities Act tore the fabric of our community bonds apart. Entire families were displaced. Venda was declared a self-governing state in 1979, a political illusion that cost people their citizenship and their land. The University of the North, also known as Turfloop, also became a front line of resistance. It was here that a young Onkgopotse Tiro delivered his fiery graduation speech in 1972, condemning Bantu education as a tool for oppression. His words sparked student uprisings across the country. 2 years later, he was assassinated in exile by a parcel bomb. His death reverberated through Limpopo, fueling youth movements and solidifying Turfloop as a breeding ground for revolutionary thought. Tiro remains one of our bravest minds, a truth speaker, silenced way too soon.
Comrade Onkgopotse Tiro, we are here to rededicate ourselves, from the memory that he left. The reason why we have to do this is because he is so important to us as the black people in Azania, the black people in the whole world.
In the land of the Balobedu, rain was not just weather, it was power. The Rain Queens of the Mojaji lineage led through these sacred ceremonies. And when you think about it, their rule were not enforced through armies, but through matriarchy and rainfall. Nearby lies the Tate Vondo forest and Lake Fundudzi, which today still remain spiritually protected spaces. Here, the ancestors still speak through the wind, the water, and the silence. Limpopo is not just a border, it is a portal as well. In the late 19th century, the Xhosa communities driven by colonial wars and economic displacement migrated northward into the present-day Zimbabwe.
A sizable number of Xhosa of Zimbabwe are predominantly found in the Mbembesi area near Bulawayo. Other Xhosa communities are found in Fort Rickson, Goromonzi, and Kwatemba. isiXhosa is an official language in terms of Section 6 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Here in South Africa, isiXhosa is spoken by over 8 million people.
History reminds us that borders are ink on paper, but people, language, and spirit, those roam free. Limpopo has raised pioneers across multiple disciplines. We begin with Nelson Makamo, whose bold portraits of African youth have earned international acclaim. His work centers the dignity, imagination, and the strength of our people. I would like to honor Dr Mosibudi Mangena, an ACWS stalwart, an author, and a liberation thinker. From his tenure as Minister of Science and Technology under the Mbeki era to his powerful pages of his books, Dr Mangena has shaped the ideological chain of South African black consciousness and never left the scene. We can never forget Kgalaghe Donald Nkadimeng, known by many as Bradon, a proud alumni of the University of Limpopo, a devout scholar and an avid thinker, yet still a freedom fighter whose exile years were spent organizing ACWS global resistance networks. From the sports fields, Caster Semenya continues to inspire with her unmatched resilience. Ace Kuse gave us the brilliance on the ball, and from across the river, Peter Ndlovu reminds us that cultural and sporting ties in this region cannot be boxed into provincial or national identity. In music, legends abound. Dr. Thomas Chauke, Penny Penny, Makazi, and Silaelo Selota all reflect the province's musical genius. Through sound, they document our lives. In faith, the Zion Christian Church, or better known as ZCC, is more than a denomination. It is a living archive of spiritual, economic, and cultural life in Limpopo. Every Easter, millions gather at Moria in celebration and sanctification. And last but not least, Dr. Khumulemo Mukai, a writer, a scholar, and a medical doctor. His work in the African languages and literature have impacted generations. His recent murder in his own home is not just a crime, it is a national tragedy. We must say it plainly, gun violence is robbing this country of its finest minds and humanitarians. We must grieve, although there must be rage and ways to attack this problem.
Our attitude is that the liberation struggle is for three vital demands of the oppressed people, and those demands are for majority rule, for the restoration of the country, that's the land, to black people, and for the equitable redistribution of the country's wealth. And once those three factors have been attained, then we would be able to say that indeed there is Uhuru.
Limpopo is often spoken of as a border, but there's so much more to its true identity. Ancestralism, spirituality, and defiance. Its rivers carried gold, language, and resistance. Its people birthed queens, prophets, and warriors. May we honor this memory. May we protect the sacred and continue the work, because the land remembers, and so must we. Thank you. Aluta.